Islands have given us some of the greatest relics of modern civilization. Castaway, Survivor, these guys. Why are those two even a thing? But islands in movies are always in really warm climates that always look super nice and tropical. But what if you had to survive on a really cold island that was somewhere like Antarctica or Wyoming? Well, Isaac and I set out to do just that and spend 24 hours on this frozen island. While stranded, we'd have to complete a series of tasks like obtain fire, shelter, and food. We'll be 4 miles from the nearest dock and totally out of cell service, so if anything goes wrong, we're done for. Let the games begin.
For Kobe!
Oh my gosh, that's thick. The first step of our journey is to complete the 4-mile kayak out to the island, which is no easy task when you're on a half-frozen lake in December.
On the water. Ah! Oh, shoot. Oh, dude, I almost flipped. This backpack is so heavy.
Can I just put my bag in your kayak? You have plenty of room there.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we're set to go. He has all the stuff, and I have like nothing.
Leaving it up to the buff guy, I see.
Let's get after it. We set sail for the north end of Fremont Lake, which you might remember as the lake that I swam 9 miles across. The water's on the brink of freezing, which means one little tip could result in hypothermia within minutes and a very ruined afternoon. But alas, we persevered. So we're over halfway there. We only have about 1.5 miles left. Yep. But the wind is picking up and the water is starting to get so choppy. This is a whitewater kayak and it is doing what it is meant to. Woo!
I'm so sorry. I just about sank Isaac.
I've never been to the north end of Fremont in the wintertime.
Look at that tree, dude. I've wanted to do a winter challenge like this since I was a little kid.
There she is, Moosehead Island. All right, so now that we're on the island, we need to get our priorities together and think about what we need to do first. So what are you thinking in terms of priorities?
For sure we need to get our fishing poles out there first. You know, we need to get a line out with the worm, just so while we're building shelter and making fires and that sort of thing, we have the line out. The more time we have the line out in the water, the more time we have to potentially catch our dinner, because we didn't pack any food, so we're screwed if we can't catch fish. We got a little piece of worm, and then on the end there, it's a little like marshmallow garlic scented. It's supposed to look like a salmon egg. So we're just gonna cast it out and hope we catch a fish while we're making a shelter.
We gonna catch a chonker on that one?
Dude, we're gonna catch a world record rainbow trout.
Because of the kayak ride over, my clothes right now are absolutely soaked. First thing I need to do is get changed. The good news is I saw this coming, so I have plenty of dry gear in here.
As he throws it in the wet snow. Looking like you're about to play for a freaking middle school basketball game, getting your sweatpants on, about to go out into the court. Oh, Jesus, you're actually mooning it. Cue that SpongeBob scene. My eyes!
I am all changed into some warm, dry clothes, and I am already feeling a world of difference. Wet gear is not something you want when you're stuck on an island
in the wintertime.
So what do you think is next on our priority list? Because I'm thinking we should build a shelter.
I think so too, while we wait for a fish to bite.
For sure, and then once we have our little shelter with our sleeping bags set up, that's a nice warm place to go, and then we can work on a fire. So for the shelter, we've been scouting around the island, and I think our best bet is this little tree that's leaning off the other tree right here.
My concern is, check this out. It's not really up there very good. If this comes falling down, we're gonna turn into a couple kebabs.
So the plan is we're just gonna find a ton of sticks and lay them on the side of here to kind of make an A-frame, and then we can put our tarp down in the middle and then just sleep right there.
Whoa!
Yeah! I'm using my hatchet to get these little sections of pine tree so that we can put those on to fill in the gaps in the logs. Hi MTV, my name's David and welcome to my crib. When we walk into the front door, you'll see that we have this room. All right, we'll see you next time on MTV Cribs. Have we caught any fish yet?
The live bait isn't producing for us, so Well, David's gonna go get some saucy drone footage. I'm gonna tie on a lure on my line and see if that can catch us a fish, because I'm getting hungry.
Oh yeah, me too. And while Isaac's trying to catch a fish, I'm gonna go start a fire. So long, Captain Isaac. Good luck in your fish endeavors. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do for the fire is just go find a bunch of usable firewood. And that way, once we get it started, we don't have to worry about running out of fuel. Woo, we're getting the goods. The sun is now set and it is getting dark super fast, so I need to get this fire done ASAP. So I'm gonna try to find some red pine needles because those work really well for burning. Oh snap, I just hit the mother load of red pine needles. Merry Christmas to me. You catch anything out there?
No, I'm starting to get concerned, bro.
That's like rare for you not to catch one. I mean, it's a given that I don't catch one, but you?
Yet, brother. I'm gonna catch one.
Oh, I see. So Isaac built this little teepee thing, and we have a little bit of lint just to get things started. And I have these red pine needles that we're gonna throw on top right once it gets going. Also, we're only using flint and steel.
Yep.
So that's how we do it in cowboy country. We have a fire. I probably edited that down to about 10 seconds, but just so you guys know, we were trying to make a fire for about a half hour. Since we haven't caught any fish yet, we're just gonna eat some of the seasoning, because, I mean, we just want any kind of flavor at this point, you know? Like, snort this stuff. If Bear Grylls was here right now, he'd just like jump in the lake and come out with a fish in his mouth. We're such lightweights out here.
Well,
I need some more of that seasoning. Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Oh.
Fuego! Look at Isaac down there, just trying to catch a fish. You know, I'm the type of person who will go on a camping trip and just put my sleeping bag out under the stars. And I thought about doing that on this trip, but I'm really glad we built a shelter. I mean, the wind is really picking up, and it's just really nice to have some cover from that. And it just feels cozy, and I think it's kind of trapping some of the heat in this area, so it's just a great time. Build a shelter. So it's only 6:10 and it's dark and it feels so late.
It's gonna be a long night.
Oh, for real, this is gonna be this crazy long night. You have any good ghost stories? This seems like a perfect time for that.
Ghost stories? It was me and my grandpa, Chuck. We were hiking around the woods of the Appalachians when I was about 11 years old. We set up camp for the night right along this creek bed. When the first night, we just started hearing bang. We thought it was just some sort of animal. Next night, we wake up at 3 a.m. to all kinds of footsteps all around our campsite. It still haunts me to this day. We start hearing hoops and hollers, like some Planet of the Apes shit. I point my flashlight into the forest line, only to see two beady eyes, standing about 9 feet tall. Ah, it's horrible. Horrible.
Wow, is that a true story?
No, Grandpa Chuck. I don't have a Grandpa Chuck.
So what's your biggest concern tonight?
That tree.
So this giant tree that's right over Isaac is hanging on by like that. You look really spooky right now.
Do I?
Yeah, this angle of you. We have to suffer through this very cold night, but you guys don't have to experience a single minute of it because I'm gonna cut to morning right now. We made it through the night. How was the night, bud? So yeah, that was an absolutely horrible night. It got really cold. It started snowing on and off, and that was just, The only thing that really kept us going was the fire. We had to keep restoking it throughout the entire night, but we made it happen. Looks like a pretty decent morning, so I guess here in a bit we'll get in the kayaks and
before the winter storm arrives.
Start heading back, yeah. You hear those ravens?
Yeah, they're circling the island, waiting for us to die.
After an entire evening of fishing with no success, it was starting to seem hopeless, but then the unthinkable happened. Isaac just caught a fish, that's crazy.
Beautiful little brown trout.
For sure. All right, let's cook this baby up. And just like that, we have completed everything we set out to. We built a fire, we built a shelter, we caught a fish, we stayed warm. I mean,
We stayed warm, what?
we lived, all right?
Yeah.
It's finally time to go.
After 24 hours, we started the long journey back to civilization and made it to the dock safely. My kayak really needed to pee. And there you have it, a really low budget version of Lord of the Flies that's 20 times less likely to ruin your 8th grade summer. It was great to get out into nature and practice survival skills while also just being goofballs and having a good time. See ya, Moosehead Island.
Dude, it's auto-focusing on your ass. Does that mean you have a dumpy?
I need a rock though.
No, you need muscles, dude. Come on.
These sleeping bags are made a little bit tight, so Sasquatch can't get in and you.
You're asking that's actually real.
Cool,
Wait, is that true? That sounds real.
cool story, bro.